Hello. Yesterday, the Rubik's WCA North American Championship 2026 was announced by the World Cube Association. This is a competition that will be held from July 2nd to the 5th of 2026 in Raleigh, North Carolina. The registration process for this competition can be a little confusing, so I want to take some time and explain all the different parts of it, as well as qualification times, spectating, everything you'll need to know leading up to the competition in order to be able to attend the competition. A little bit about me. My name is Jacob. I'm one of the organizers for NAC 2026. I also organized NAC 2024 as well as the Rubik's WCA World Championship 2025. That competition had a very similar registration process. However, it was a little bit more complex. What we've done this year is we've simplified it quite a bit while keeping a lot of central ideas integrated into it. So I'll explain that a little bit here. The first phase of qualification is this early registration phase. It will be a 1 week period from January 7th to the 14th. This phase is intended for people in contention to make finals and to ensure that they are able to compete in the competition. If we had just opened registration for everybody all at once, there is a good chance that a lot of these people that would be podium contenders and finalist contenders couldn't register for the competition. So we have a phase strictly dedicated to allowing them to register. In order to register for this phase, you must qualify in at least one event with these times listed here. That means that you have to have strictly lower than the time listed. For example, this person in 3x3 has a 772 average, and that is below the 784 average qualification in 3x3, so they would be able to register during early registration. While registering, you'll be able to select events that you qualify for during this phase. So in the example, this person didn't qualify for 2x2 because 226 is above 181. However, they also qualified for 4x4 with a 2657, beating the 2943 listed there. So whenever this person goes to register, they will be able to select 3x3 and 4x4 for their registration. However, they will not be able to select 2x2 and 5x5 just yet. However, this does allow them to register for the competition as a whole. After the 14th, whenever the qualification times are updated to reflect the final qualification times for the competition, the competitors registered will be able to add those additional events in at that time. And anytime up until May 29th. Let's double check the day. May 29th. Perfect. Awesome. And there's an important note here. This phase of registration is not intended to come close to filling the competition. The intention is to be well below that and pretty much guarantee that we won't fill the competition. So there shouldn't be much of a worry there. The date that the registration will open after that will be January 21st and it will go until May 29th. In order to register, you must qualify for at least one event. This year we have two different types of qualifications for events. We have 6 open events that you can see here. You can see my mouse, great. You can see right here, as well as the remaining events which are limited and have a strict qualification time. The open events are events that you must have competed in and received a time during a previous WCA competition. So 3x3, 2x2, 4x4, one-handed, pyramid, cube. If you've competed in a WCA competition and you have a result in one of those events, you can register for the competition and for all the events that you qualify for. This is a very specific wording. Say you competed in Scube, however, you only got a single and you didn't, if you only got D and F times, you would not be able to register for the competition. You have to achieve at least a result in the event. The other qualification times over here on the right are quite a bit stricter, and they're listed again. They're strictly less than, so a 108 flat average in 5x5 would not qualify for 5x5. Here we can also see that fewest moves and multi-blind are listed as top 30 and top 20 respectively. And so anybody can register for these events. However, only the top 30 that top 30 for fewest moves, the lowest number of moves, it's not a time, lowest number of moves will be able to compete in this competition. These are quite a bit stricter than in the past. For example, 5x5 at the World Championship had a 130 qualification. Um, we're using these stricter times to avoid instances like at the World Championship where we had a 1 minute and 10-second cutoff in 5x5, which was quite a bit strict, but it was needed in order to make the competition run. What is very important here is we want to avoid a lot of people registering for these events, coming up, completing one, sometimes two solves, not completing an average, taking a lot of time. We want to avoid that and give that time to other events. So, for example, we can make these 6 events open to everybody that wants to compete in them. Of course, you have to compete in a WCA competition for them, but they are pretty open for everybody. This also gives us more bandwidth to utilize for making finals a big spectacle event, and just add more to the competition for every competitor to enjoy. Um, it's it's unfortunate, but we do need to have some focus for that for our North American Championship. As well, we don't have a bandwidth to have 1,000 people compete in all 17 events in just these 4 days. That's nearly impossible to do. So we do have to make some cuts here and there for who is allowed to compete in certain events. But hopefully, the 6 open events is making up for that. When to qualify by. Remember, the registration period is from January 21st to May 29th, and you have to qualify for one event. The qualification deadline is May 19th, so you have to compete in a WCA competition and achieve a time in one of the open events, or achieve a one of these strict qualification times in order to compete in those events. You'll be able to add any events that you additionally qualify for, or in general any events, up until May 29th, which is when registration closes. This includes the people in the early registration phase, as mentioned earlier. So if you were in the early registration phase, you can continue to qualify for other events as well. This competition has a competitor limit of 1,200. It is highly recommended to register as early as you can. It opens January 21st. Highly recommend to register then, just to help guarantee that you'll have a chance at obtaining a spot for the competition. Once we reach 1,200 competitors on the accepted registrations list, we've hit the competitor limit, and any additional registrations will be placed onto the waiting list. The waiting list is a first come, first serve for people. Whenever they cancel their registration, people from the waiting list will be added onto the competitor list. It's unknown how many cancellations we'll get. For example, Worlds had around 200-ish cancellations, and then Nats 23 had enough cancellations to allow everybody on the waiting list to compete. So it's really a mixed bag of what can happen. So it's recommended to register for the waiting list if you're able to, and even if the competition's full, there is a chance that you would be able to get in and compete. The pseudo last thing here is spectators. If you want to spectate at this competition, all competitors get one free spectator pass. That is included in your registration. You'll be able to have one person in attendance with you no matter what. Additional spectator tickets for additional family members you may have, they can be purchased for $25 up until May 1st, 2026. This is through Ticketer. I'll show the link to that, where you can find that here in a minute. But in order to, there is a limited quality of these spectator tickets, so it's highly recommended that as soon as you register for a competition, you know that you're going, or if you're just spectating and not competing, if you know that you're going to the competition, it's highly encouraged that you buy your spectator ticket early because we may run out and we may not be able to accommodate you into the venue at all. The last thing here is I want to go over what to do if you have any questions about the competition or anything and just how to find everything. We can see here I've pulled up WCA. This is the North American Championship, Rubik's WCA North American Championship 2026 page on WCA. You can search Knack up here and it should pop up as this first result right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. That'll take you here. Whoops. In order to contact anybody about questions for anything for this competition, it's highly recommended that you first come over to the website for the North American Championship. That's this website button here. That'll bring you here. We have an FAQ and contact page right here. And you can make sure your question's not answered here. We also have plenty of other information in written form here for you to read through. But for sure, check out the questions before you ask our team. But from here, you can ask our team, and it'll send an email to us, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. As well, I wanted to show the Spectator ticketer link is right over here in the information section. You'll just click on ticketer, and you can buy your Spectator passes here. And of course, whenever you want to register, you'll just come over to the WCA and register for the competition here. In general, if you have any questions that are more geared towards your local cubing community, you can click around on WCA, find a competition in your area, and click around on the tabs there, or maybe an external website that they link to their sub-regional organization. For example, here in the Southeast, where NAC 26 is located, we do have Southeast Cubing Incorporated, and in all of our competitions we'll have this tab, and this has information about what this organization does, as well as how to get involved and join our social media, primarily Facebook and Discord. That'll get you notified on competition announcements, upcoming competition news, things about clubs in the area, all sorts of different stuff to get involved in the community, as well as give you an outlet to reach out and ask any questions on pertaining to the region. And yeah, that pretty much is all I wanted to talk about. I hope to see everybody at the North American Championship here in Raleigh, North Carolina. See you then.